Now I'm tempted to build another bridge to reach this bottom area because there's a good little pile of stone and stuff, and it almost would be worth doing, especially since it'll be kind of a smaller bridge. Let's see here. Yeah, like just 6 stone. I think I can spare that. Oh, did I built that in the wrong area. Yeah. Let's cancel it. I don't want the building a bridge. I want to be perfectly lined up because, I get weird that way. Let's see. It does look like we're kind of recuperating and getting back to where the way we were. So, oh man, I used to so I was an Eagle Scout. It's gonna need a little more stone, but I like it. Well, maybe I'll scooch it over a 1, like, and use 6, and then have like a, yeah. Let's do that. So I was an Eagle Scout, and in order to unlock Eagle, you kind of have to, well, you don't have to. Like, you have the privilege of. Let's make sure I have enough people on actual fishing and stuff. Fishing. Where's fishing? Yeah, like basically they encourage you to go out and you need to do volunteer service. So part of that was actually, I grew up in the South, and they have this tradition called cotillion. So what is a cotillion? It's essentially like a sock hop, or basically like a little a dance that you host for younger kids. Just kind of like, the tween age years where maybe they might be a little bit awkward about dancing with, the boys will be awkward about dancing with the girls, and but maybe interested too. Like kind of like they're starting to realize girls don't have cooties, like that point in their lives, and so like 11, 12 years old, and yeah, the cotillion. It's kind of it's in the South. It was a tradition in a way because it was let's plan for a well. Actually, let's while we're doing this kind of put in some stuff. Let's see. And so it's like a tradition. It's kind of like a debutante's ball, or kind of like, it's the first time that your daughter would be noticed in public, I guess. Is how I would put that. Where do we want this hospital? I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe if we put it back, we won't be able to fit anything in there. Put it over. I think if we do like this, we can fit like a house. So let's do that and pause. I don't want them wasting any of the stone. They put a couple old logs in, that's fine. But let's be stingy about our stone again. And we can like do maybe a road going around this way. That'd be good. Let's do that. Oh, darn it. Well, that'll be a well then in there. So anyway, what's the whole point about talking about that? So we actually did, it was kind of a fun thing. It was basically, there'll be a little bit of wasted space, but whatever. And pause the well. We don't want to waste any build materials on that. So we're still going out there and picking up some stone. How's our iron? Our iron's actually pretty good, so I still need more stone though. Jeez. Well, we did have a massive number of rebuilding to do, so... Well, yeah, I knew we'd have a tool crisis, but... Thankfully, this stuff's getting rebuilt, and I think that we'll, let's assign a second woodcutter while I'm thinking about it. And look at our food, it's starting to drop down. We need to get back on it, so cut plants, have them do both. Just get back on gathering and all that, so... Yeah, we're getting it. So anyway, there was this thing where it was basically cotillion, but for like, not troubled youth, but just kids who their parents can't really afford like daycare, and they need an after-school activity that is something other than like, like getting in trouble. So And basically, that was one of the little volunteer things that I did as I was earning my Eagle Scout badge. So that's that whole story. That was fun, and the reason why I brought that up was, I started humming a tune from basically the woman in charge of the whole thing. She was ancient, like just ancient, and but a really nice lady. Really just kind of a swell grandma type, and she always picked these songs from like the 40s and 50s. So it's like, hello, my baby, hello, my. I actually should probably not sing these songs. I don't know. I assume that is no longer under copyright, but making assumptions about copyright is just like, just asking someone to like nail you on it. So, anyway, like those kind of old songs and stuff. So like these kids would be totally bored by them, and I mean, I think they're actually into the dancing and all that, but the songs themselves, they're just like, oh my god. I'm gonna start, now that we've kind of recovered and we've rebuilt civilization. Let's get a third woodcutter going, and I'm gonna start actually assigning some quarry guys. We'll get some stonecutters going, put 4 in, and even like cut back on the builders and get some more miners. Just like 4 miners, and maybe even cut back even more on building. I feel like we've rebuilt enough, so for now it's a matter of getting these houses full of rosy cheeked youth, and having the kids grow up and have more babies, and just like getting on with that, because our growth has been kind of steady, but it's also, I don't know, it's very slow. It's definitely a case of just having to let it run for a bit. And thinking of the miners, let's put in a stockpile for them so they're not walking super far away to drop off their iron. Just put it right next to the mine. I really wish you could do a 9x9. Don't want to do a 9. Let's do like, I don't know, what would a 7x7 do? Gosh, we'll do a 7x7. It'll put a well in there or something. It's just some wasted space, but what are we gonna do? So, and now that we do have like a little bit of production going on where it comes to stone and all that, I'm going to let it save up like a good little stockpile, but then I'm going to actually allow some of these wells to go in. So, and also I'd like to build another cemetery. I wonder, maybe I can fit one. Well, it'd be kind of sad to have a stockpile near where you're burying your loved ones, so I don't know, maybe kind of down in here a bit or something. Like, we'll find a spot for it. That, and let's see, so we got a hospital. Other than the hospital, what else? Like we could use a boarding house somewhere. I don't think it'll fit here, unfortunately. It might fit here. Let's try it. No, they're just they're kind of odd shaped things too. They're really long. Darn. Well, maybe I'll put it, if it'll fit. Yeah, kind of on the edge of town, I suppose. Because then eventually we will have nomads coming in, but I'm going to be careful about that. I'm not going to really rush towards them this time. Because I don't want to, like, screw us up. And maybe we'll put a little bridge kind of across the way here, and possibly get some more fishing going on up here. So, that's something to think about. Kind of building out our roads a bit. Just cruising along, you know. Let's see. Yeah, there's going to be just kind of an extra little bit of a road there, but that's fine. And I like to kind of encase certain buildings, like the happiness buildings, like the church. I like to encase those in roads so that people can approach them from any direction. Just, you know, if you need to pray right away, that's okay. There's a road that way. Yeah, I don't know. That was terrible. I apologize. And let's see. Tools is low. We need another blacksmith. We're up to 50 something. See, it's kind of like clockwork, you know. Boom, we hit 50. Tools get low. So I think I put a blacksmith around here somewhere. Storage barn. No, I didn't. Let's find a spot for a blacksmith. Maybe kind of close to town, like over here. That way he can be fed. Oh, how about like down here? That way he'll get fed by the mine. That's a good idea. All right. And we need to get that built fairly soon too. Cause I don't want an out of control tools issue going on. Just a secondary blacksmith right here. Sounds like a plan. And I think we have a little trickle of stone and iron coming in now, so we can start to think about building our town hall. I'm gonna let the blacksmith get built first though, because we need that more than the town hall. But after that, town hall, church. I want both those built. And eventually, yeah, we'll let some nomads in, but I don't want to do that this time around until I have farming, because I worry about that. I worry that's just going to be a whole thing. So, you know, people don't think about this, but sham. We would name their kid that. It's like, oh, he's just such a sham. You know, he's fake, phony. Oh, stupid little joke. We might be able to squeeze a house or two in there. Whoa, we're low on tools and firewood are low. Okay. I kind of want to start upgrading to stone houses as well. So thinking about that, I think getting the boring house is a good idea. We'll do that after the blacksmith gets built, though. We're still, we can use 2 builders. Let's go ahead and crank that up. And how is this filling up? It's getting there. I mean, we need more stone. That's kind of what it comes down to. And oh gosh, we're stuck in a little bit of a bad cycle now, because we need stone. To get stone, you need a mine. To mine, you need good tools. And I kind of it can drive me crazy sometimes. That's our food. Our food is, I don't know, maybe rising. I'm tempted to unpause this and put in some houses there, and yeah, I'm a little worried about that actually. Do we have all our gatherers running? It looks like it. And yeah, see, they'll kind of like hug the roads a bit, so it might be worth kind of putting little exploratory roads out kind of in a hub from here. I don't know, nothing too major, because if you start really building it out, you run into other problems, but it might speed things up. I don't know, it'd be kind of tricky to test that and figure out the optimal number of roads, but let's see here. So how's our housing? Let's see. We got kids. Our kids' number is going up, and our food is kind of sort of doing okay. I want to unpause this. I want to unpause this and actually think about getting that bridge so we get more fishing going on up here. So I think this right here will be a pretty good fishing spot. So let's do that. And plus, I mean, you know, it's kind of fun. A little island over here. So now one thing that's going to be kind of tricky is unlocking that bridge achievement. I wonder if it's possible to build, say, a bridge. It needs to be at least 50. Okay, yeah. So we could build a bridge between those two to get that achievement. So we're not going to do that yet, but we will eventually. So I'm tempted to crank up my stone cutters to 6 and my miners to 6, kind of building up to having it fully filled out. Why did that suddenly jump up to 10? Oh well. I think it did because I unlocked these two and they take some building. So oh yeah, so like I think one reason like why I'm getting so thirsty is actually, you don't realize this, but your lungs, you lose a lot of water actually out of your lungs. and it's as you breathe out. There's a lot of water vapor that is getting kind of pushed out, so it's something to keep in mind. If you do a lot of talking, like I've been, okay. So tools are tools going down now, slightly. I think part of the reason why we had the tools issue is all the tools that were stored in here were destroyed in the fire. So we might be okay on needing a second blacksmith, but let's get it in. Why not? So, do we need any laborers right now? Honestly, we kind of don't. Because they already cleared out everything, I think. And once you've cleared out all your assigned things, well, laborers do one thing. They drag stuff to construction sites. So, yeah, we need at least one. But I think I'm gonna since we have stuff that's almost queued up, it's a little bit more stone, almost there. But yeah, you definitely the majority of water that you lose, actually you lose out of your lungs, not from sweating. So sweating is actually it's a pretty like calorie wise for a mammal, it's a pretty intense what am I trying to say? Basically, sweating costs your body like a lot in calories. It's one reason why when you start to sweat, you burn off a lot of calories. So some animals actually don't even rely on sweating to cool down because it is such an intense use of just heat. Well, not heat, of calories. And you wonder if it's such a big use of calories, why do humans even bother with it? And the reason why is it's equivalent exchange. Essentially, as our brains got bigger and bigger, let's take 2 builders out and assign 5 fishermen because I'm getting a little worried about fishing. No, I didn't mean 13 up there. As our brains got bigger and bigger, we ran into this issue where how do you keep such a large organ cooled down, especially because it produces so much external heat? You don't think about, but your brain produces more heat than any other organ in your body, and having such a large one, it's actually difficult for organisms to keep it cool. So human beings are we're actually one of the few mammals that sweat as intensely as we do. And the reason why is it's how we maintain our body temperature. Otherwise, it's literally there's almost no other option for a biological organism. If they want to cool down, sweating's one of the more efficient ways to do it. Most animals, though, they don't need to cool off really large brains, so they don't sweat. There are very few that are species that actually do have dedicated sweat glands. Most of them cool down by breathing out. Now, we also do that, so humans kind of doubled up on it. And the reason why is because we need it. I might just do a little catty corner road there and have more houses. I think that'll be fun. I'm just kind of figuring out how we put them in. Yeah, and then if we go down there, can we fit just one home? Oh, that's fine. We'll have the one house and a little bit of greenery around it. And a road cutting through there. Kind of like a seedy back alley. Kind of like that. Sure. And maybe even take this road out and have another house or something. I don't know, we'll sort that. Or maybe even just have extra road, why not? This could be the house on the corner. But yeah, most mammals they'll breathe out their mouth and kind of pant to cool down. And people do that too. If you go out running and you're really exerting yourself and you're burning a lot of calories and heating up, you'll start to, just breathe heavily out of your mouth. And it's another way that humans try to cool down. So, another kind of interesting development is earlobes. most primates don't really have significant earlobes. They have big ears because essentially our distant ancestors were nocturnal. So big ears was handy at night, but they were still useful for, say, the great apes. So having large ears was a pretty good situation for primates. So they maintained that. But if you look at human ears, like, why do we have such distinct earlobes compared to, say, like if you look at chimpanzees have earlobes, but they don't really have like extended, elongated ones kind of detached from the body. And part of the reason for that is bigger ears help cool down your body because there's a lot of blood vessels there near the surface. And essentially, as blood flows through there, it'll cool it down. So, again, that's another case of like how, evolution. It's a problem-solving tool.